In this lesson, I wanted to talk about speed changes. So in other words, making something go slow-mo or maybe speeding up your video clip. There's three different ways that I wanted to show you how to do this. The first one is really simple, and I use it when I have a gap in my timeline. It doesn't matter what speed this video clip is, I can just slow motion it to fill in this gap. So there's a tool called the rate stretch tool. It's underneath the ripple or the third tool down. If you click and hold, you get to all the extra tools, and we're going to go to rate stretch. Now remix is kind of the same thing, but for music. We're going to stick with rate stretch right now. And all I have to do is come here to the end of my video clip and drag it out, and I've now changed my percentage. You can see it's now 82% speed, so it's slowed it down, and that's it. That's super easy. The opposite, let's say I wanted to speed this up, I can grab the rate stretch tool and drag it this way, and now it's going to be much faster. If I zoom in a little, it'll show me that it's now at 231%. So that's one way to do it. Let me zoom back out and undo that. So the rate stretch tool is a great tool for slow motion. The next thing I like to show people is right click on the clip and then go to speed and duration. That kind of makes sense, slow motion or speed it up. So speed and duration. Now within the speed and duration, you have kind of two main sections here, speed and duration in the top section, and you notice that these are linked together. So let's say I wanted to do it a specific percentage, 40%, it'll automatically change the duration. Or if I know, gosh, I want this to be exactly 8 seconds long, I'm going to type in 8 and then 00 for the frames. And now my clip is going to be exactly 8 seconds, and the percentage maybe I don't care about. This is how you can make your video clip go in reverse. I'm just going to check reverse, hit OK, and now you'll see that video clip goes backwards, which is kind of cool. So speed and duration. So right click, speed and duration. So I'm going to uncheck that. You have another option for maintaining audio pitch. You can see when I did not check that, the audio stayed the same and the video clip got shorter. You'll also notice when I did that, because there was another clip here on the timeline, it cut off this clip. And so now I'm not seeing this entire thing. So let me actually undo that. Control Z or right click. When I'm doing this, I usually, if I want the rest of these video clips to stretch down or move down to make room for this new speed and duration, which is what I usually want, I will come in here and change this to ripple edit. And what that means is it's just going to shove all the video clips down. So let's say we want this to be 8 seconds long. Give me 1 second. The last thing I want to show you is this is super important. This is going to make your slow motion look smoother and clearer and not so jumpy. So definitely, if you're going to use this dialog box, the speed and duration dialog box, take the time to come down here and play around with optical flow. So optical flow will help make it look smoother. I'm going to leave the ripple edit there. I'm going to maintain the audio pitch. I don't want to go in reverse. I'm going to hit OK, and you'll see that it now, let me zoom back out, it now moved that clip down. It didn't cut this clip off. And we have it coming up in slow motion. It takes exactly 8 seconds, and we still have the audio. All right, so that was the two basic ways, and if you're happy with those, move on, don't watch the rest of this. The most difficult to do, but I would say the coolest option, time remapping. Time remapping, and it creates these speed ramps, which are really, really cool. So for example, let's say right before he crashes, I want to create a slow motion speed ramp. So I want it to be normal speed to right here, and then create a ramp and go down in speed right here. So first I'm going to go back to speed and duration and change this to 100% speed. I'm going to stretch this layer up just like we do with the audio, and when we create the audio keyframes and fade our audio or dip our audio, we need to be able to see the line in just a second. So we're stretching this layer up so that we can see the line, and then we're going to right click on it. Now sometimes if you're zoomed out too far, you're not going to get this option, show clip keyframes. So if you can't see that, zoom in a little, plus on your keyboard, then right click, go to show clip keyframes, time remapping, and speed. Now this line is now the line for your speed ramps. Okay, so that's right where I wanted to create my speed ramp. Actually, I'm going to do it there we go, one frame to the right. Just like when we're creating keyframes for our audio, you can either use the pen tool, you can use the diamond, or you can hold Control down and click on the line right there. So I wanted to make my speed ramp right there. Now you'll notice it created kind of a unique speed ramp. It's this little blue shape here, and the blue shape actually has two halves to it. So if I click and drag one half out, this tells Premiere from this point to this point, I want you to change speed. So this is going to be where the ramp is. On the left is the speed for before the keyframe, and on the right is the speed for the after the keyframe. So I'm going to go to the after the keyframe, and I want to slow down the crash part. I'm going to drag this line down. At 1%, that would be really slow. So I'm going to go around, I don't know, 40% maybe? 36, that's where I'm going to leave it. So it's going to go from 100% speed right here, and over this amount of time, it's going to go to 36%. So let's watch that. Normal, and then smoothly goes into it. So that's why the people take the time to do this kind of a thing, the speed ramp. It takes a little bit more time. There's a nice long tutorial on speed time remapping in my Premiere Pro course where you can get a lot deeper into this. You can create these pauses, you can have it go in reverse, you can do all sorts of things that are cool with time remapping. So I highly recommend that you take the time to take a look at that, and definitely use slow motion in your films to make your content look cool. I think you'll enjoy it, and so will your audience.